Letting y'all know before jumping into this video, kind of like a little bit of a trigger warning here, we are going to be talking about some very dark and deep things. And typically y'all know that I don't even like talking about like deep things like that on my channel. I like very lighthearted gossip and things like that. However, I do feel like this situation is blowing up on TikTok, and I do have some thoughts and opinions as a gay man, as a man who goes to West Hollywood very often, actually for the past like 15 years now. You know what I'm saying? So I really do have some thoughts and opinions. Letting y'all know also too that this is actually an open investigation right now. So everything is alleged, everything is speculation, rumored, all that good stuff. Obviously, I'm saying that to cover my ends because we don't have the actual facts of what went down as of yet. Also, that you all know too, before jumping into all the details, this is going to be a two-part little series right here because, oh my gosh, y'all, I have a lot to say within this video and everybody's involvement, and there's a lot of people speaking out about this specific scenario that went down in West Hollywood between Louie and AdamRayOkay and this guy Lucas. So then you guys know this is going to be a two-part series. This first one right here is going to be the guy Lucas's story. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. This is actually the first time that I've heard of him, so I really don't know too many details about him. Letting y'all know that if you guys know more information about him, please let us know down in the comment section below, because this is the first time that I have heard from him and heard about him. You know what I'm saying? And his story coming out, y'all, is very, very deep. So once again, if you guys are easily triggered, I definitely would not watch this video because it does get pretty dark, y'all. I'm letting you guys know that because, like I said, it is pretty deep. Also, I have to say this too, and if you guys go on my lives, y'all know that a lot of times, like, I'll be getting ready or having like pre-game drinks or whatever on my live, specifically to go to WeHo. I have to say, over the past 5 years, things have been getting really, really ugly within WeHo, and it sucks because I really enjoy going out to WeHo. It's a very, very fun strip of bars, in case you guys are not familiar with it, and it's so cool because, y'all, all the gay bars over there in West Hollywood don't charge a cover charge, and it's just a really, really good time, and obviously such a safe space for, you know, the gay community. Over the past 5 years, I would say, though, things have been getting really ugly. You guys can actually Google it, that people have been having their cell phones stolen, their bags stolen. Actually, y'all, two of my besties had their phones stolen. One of them had her phone stolen twice there. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, you guys can actually see that there is like a ring of people that go out there and do that. They specifically look to steal people's phones, which is so crazy because they automatically turn them off, and apparently they like ship them to China, and I guess they, I don't know, sell them for parts or something like that, which is so confusing to me. But then also too, the really, really dark side of it is that over the past few years, things have been getting really ugly over there because a lot of people have been having their drinks roofied. And this is where I say WeHo makes millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. And they need to do something to better figure out the situation, because you guys can literally just do a quick Google search and type in West Hollywood and put in roofied, and y'all will see all the news articles of things that have happened. And I have to say, it sucks that a place that I love so much, that I consider to be a safe space, I'm going to be so real with you guys, I sneak my drinks in. Straight up, I really do, because I am so paranoid. I have actually never been roofied before, thank God, and I don't intend to. And I know that sounds really like, oh my gosh, like, damn, you go to these places, but you don't even buy drinks over there. Deadass, I am being so serious. I put my drinks in a little like flask inside my pocket, or I'll take like, you know, White Claws or Trulies inside my pocket, inside of my jacket. That's why every single time I go to WeHo, y'all, I literally wear a denim jacket, because I'm like, they got interior pockets. And I'm just saying, I do that specifically for the reason of like, I don't feel safe buying drinks there. I have heard countless stories of people getting roofied, and I'm like, yo, I'm not taking that risk. And honestly, I really do feel like at the end of the day, it's the bar's responsibility or the city's responsibility to start, I don't know, doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if there's some type of way to like make sure drinks are not, you know, having roofies inside of them or whatever it is, but they need to figure it out, because I don't feel safe for that reason. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's so crazy too is a lot of times like my friends will be like, oh damn, this like cheap bitch over here, and I'm like, y'all, I'm a little scared over here. You know what I'm saying? Because if you hear all the stories. Anyways, I do want to go ahead and start this off, okay, and talk about this guy Lucas, because he did okay, let me give you guys a little brief context before going into his story. Apparently, there was a influencer event that went down somewhere in Los Angeles, close to West Hollywood, I would imagine. And afterwards, I guess everybody within the group wanted to go out to West Hollywood after, because, you know, you go to the after, I mean, you go to the event and then you go after party after. You know what I'm saying? However, this guy Lucas, and I'm going to say this too before jumping into this, go with your gut, okay? Everyone listening to this, if there is something within inside of you that's saying like, don't do this, don't do that, listen to your gut, because you guys are going to see within this video that this guy actually was like saying beforehand, like, oh my gosh, like somebody's like rubbing up on my leg, like what's going on here, like he's not feeling comfortable with it. You guys will literally see within the text he says that he's feeling uncomfy. I will be reading some of the text messages, not that one, only because I feel like that is not pertaining to Louie and AdamRayOkay and AdamRayOkay's boyfriend. So letting you guys know, he said within there that he was feeling uncomfy before even getting to West Hollywood. always listen to your gut, okay? Like if you are sitting over there like, oh, I'm in this Uber right now and this person's like, rubbing me the wrong way, I definitely would be like, okay, I'm not gonna go, okay? That's all I'm gonna say, which obviously it does suck because, they say hindsight is 2020. I totally get that. However, always listen to your gut. So anyways, he ended up going out to West Hollywood with the whole group. AdamRayOkay, Louie's boyfriend, AdamRayOkay's boyfriend, who I believe his name is Lauro, and then, Louie's boyfriend is named Fern. Here's the thing, where things got a little bit ugly is apparently everybody within the group had thought that this guy Lucas was very, very tipsy. They thought that he just drank a little bit too much. It turns out, though, that he actually did have GHB in his system, which is basically like a roofie drug. Here's the thing, okay, and I do want to say this because everything obviously at this point is speculation, and I really do hope they find who put something within his drink. It's a very unfortunate situation because I think that he's kind of alluding to the fact that someone within that group slipped something in his drink. However, if you, like I said, Google WeHo and put in there, you guys can see just how many times this has happened. This has happened to so many people, and I know that this is so unfortunate. However, so I would be looking at it a little bit more open-minded of maybe somebody at the bar did it, maybe the bartender did it, because I'm just being honest with you guys. A lot of bartenders in West Hollywood have been accused of slipping something in somebody's drink, okay? So this is where I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily immediately be pinpointing it on, somebody within the group. I would be like, oh, well, maybe it was the bartender. Maybe it was somebody at the bar. Maybe it was a stranger who just, slipped something by. Like, those things do happen. So you guys are going to see within this, story of his that he's going over all the details. And I will read, you guys don't have to pause to read some of the text messages. You guys will see, obviously, the ones that I think are important of his DMs of him that I'm, believing are between Louie and Adam, okay? However, his text messages to his friend, you guys can pause to read those if you would like. I do think it is important for me to read the other ones because this is where things come down into Louie and Adam. Also, I do have to say this before going into his story, is that it's a little bit unfortunate too, and I'm just keeping it real with you guys, okay? I am not taking away from the severity of his situation. I think that it does suck, and everybody does need to have an open mind about this situation, is to where you guys are going to see in tomorrow's video that Louie did in fact say that this guy Lucas was leaning in to kiss Louie. So this is where I'm like, oh, it's a very tricky situation because I'm going to be so real with you guys, okay? And like I said, I am not taking away from the severity of the situation. However, I do got to keep it real and say real life scenarios that have happened in my life. I have had a couple times some of my homegirls get very tipsy and they get very touchy up on other people, and they may see a video the next day and they may be like, what the hell? I made out with so-and-so. Oh my God, why would he do that? And I'm like, girl, you're the one that was hitting on him. You were the one that was filling up on him. You know what I'm saying? I do have to say, when you are tipsy, when you are under the influence, you do things that you don't do when you're sober. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, I'm so sorry, but I'm just keeping it with you guys. I've made out with some people before that I'm like, oh my God, what the hell was I doing? Like, I literally, like, my friend has a video of it, and I'm like, I made out with that person. What the hell? Like, I never in my, like, sober life would. Do you know what I'm saying? So I do want to say this, obviously be open-minded to it because it does play a role into it, as to where, sometimes you do some things, when you're tipsy that you wouldn't necessarily do. I'm not taking away from the severity of him, allegedly being SA'd. I'm specifically referring to the kiss because that does come down into AdamRayOkay's boyfriend as well as Louie Castro. So letting you guys know that before watching this, make sure you guys, stop and think about everything first, because obviously everything does, there's multiple sides of every story. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm going to say. Go ahead and check out this clip right here.
So I'm filming this video and I'm being raw and vulnerable because what I just found out this morning is disgusting. But what I found out is not consistent at all with the narrative that I was told the night that I was, I would like to clarify that these were not strangers that I was with. These were creators. These were well-known people that you guys probably follow, that are still going about their day today, posting like nothing happened, going about their day, not a single check-in, just silence. While I'm here going back and forth to police in the hospital. Maybe it was all a lack of responsibility and just not trusting in God and pushing God away. But I will say that God shows up even when you do push him away. And he does send people to protect you in ways that you don't even know you need. It's so fresh that I'm trying to process everything right now. Everything that I know. And what I know is not even what I know is what I heard. I'm not sure what or what I cannot say for the sake of this case because it is an ongoing investigation. So I'm going to be very careful with how I say things and how I word things because I really don't want to mess with this case. So basically, after waking up completely bruised, sore, shirt ripped open, pants ripped, I was told that somebody's boyfriend from the group was left behind with me and they took care of me and they're the reason I made it home to the hotel safe. They told me a completely different narrative up until I posted my video. That's when the person who invited me to WeHo responded to my message, and it was just a lot of blame on me about how things were just messy and how I got out of hand and whatnot. And so on my fourth drink, I do not remember a single thing, guys. I just remember being inside of this club, but it was something that I was second guessing and I was overthinking, given the circumstances that on the way in the Uber, someone was being very touchy, very friendly with me. The person that invited me to WeHo. This person has also invited me to WeHo before in the past at another event, and I did not go because my friends weren't going. And so I don't know what was different this time. This time I just decided to go. Why am I so emotional, bro? And so after we made the decision to drop my friend's car off at our parking garage, and then we Uber, in the Uber, the person that invited me was already being touchy from the beginning while their partner was right next to them. And so I noticed that, and I thought, things were kind of off. I tried to change the vibe and like the uncomfortableness. And so I mentioned something like, what is WeHo about? And that's when they start telling me like, just be careful with your phone, hold on to it tight, be careful with your wallet because they pickpocket. It just felt like a foreshadow moment. I don't know why I didn't just go. I think I blame myself a lot for just putting myself in that situation. And so they held my wallet. They told me to hold on to my phone. From that moment, I knew something was wrong. I do take accountability that I made a decision. I'm grown enough to say no. I'm grown enough to get out of situations that I'm unsure of. Why are we even going to this place if you're telling me all of the bad things about it? The moment I get there, we go straight to the bar, and the person who invited me gives me shots. We're all taking shots together. He buys shots for everyone, and we're taking shots. Everything's going good. I'm still observing the room, and I'm still looking around, and it's not really my vibe, but I'm just pushing through. I did not buy any shots at all that night. Every shot that I took was given to me. It wasn't that I felt in danger or that I felt unsafe. I just felt unsure. But I stayed because I thought I was a safe company. I thought I was surrounded around well-known creators that had a good reputation. I know they were mutuals with other friends, and I had not gone out with them before, but I didn't think I was in harm's way. I never thought that people within my own group would be people I would have to look out for. Looking back at it now, that was very close-minded of me to think, and I should have took more precautions. I don't remember going in an Uber. I don't remember going anywhere. I don't remember consenting to anything or doing anything with anyone. This morning, I was sent a video in my DM from somebody, a stranger, that saw my video on TikTok, and the video I seen, it disgusts me. I hate myself for it. I hate that I even had to see that. I can't deny that it was God. What are the odds that somebody was there at that time in that empty strip to record a video, a very vulnerable moment of me leaning on the fence, visibly really incoherent, wobbling, not in my five senses, with the person that was left with me to take care of me, somebody from the group, someone that has a public relationship for over 5 years. I know myself well enough. I would never do something like that. When I had got to the hotel already at like 4:30 in the morning, my friend said that I was already visibly gone, that I was blacked out. They had to physically lift me up onto the bed because of how out I was. You can hide your image, you can lie your way out of things, you can make things up, but the truth does not need a stage. It doesn't need a platform. And then eventually truth comes to light, and God works in mysterious ways, and God was working through that person that took that video and sent that video to me. What are the odds that they were able to match that description to the video that I posted? Everybody had went home and they had left me with this person because the narrative that I was told was that I was so messed up and that things got super messy and crazy and that I had to stay behind. When that person got me to my hotel and my friend was there, started explaining to my friend that I was just messed up, started putting all the blame on me, started saying that I was doing this and that and etc. Started talking about everything that I was doing wrong. Mind you, I have no phone, I have no wallet, I have a flight in the morning. That person took advantage of me. That person saw an opportunity and took it and ran with it and saw that I was vulnerable, saw that I was incoherent, that I was not okay. You've seen the way someone was able to be friendly with me. This was the person that everyone was telling me that could speak to me and tell me everything word for word what happened the entire night. And this is the person that was taking advantage of me. This is the person that took an opportunity and seen that I was not okay and unstable. It's inevitable that I was not okay, considering my diagnosis. Unintentional poisoning by psychotropic drug and drug withdrawals. I don't do drugs. I'm not blaming the group that I was with because I can't point fingers to what I don't know. Right now it's just suspicion, and that's why it's an ongoing case, because I need to figure out what happened to me and why is everyone able to remember everything but me. I had no phone. I have no wallet. I had a flight in the morning. No one was checking up. My friend reached out for my wallet and my phone. No one responded. It's just opened up so many different doors of trauma. And the lesson from all of this is to stop being so trusting, to pay attention of your surroundings and observe, and don't be so naive. I'm just really grateful for God. I'm really grateful that God has been showing up for me even when I've maybe pushed him away. I just can't imagine if my friend was not in that hotel room, what could have happened and the possibilities, what really happened and why did this happen. Never did I think I would hear my mom crying on Mother's Day and that I would be going through this in the hospital, not knowing what happened to me. Always trust your gut instinct. Believe in God, trust in God, follow the sign. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. If things aren't meant to be, they're not meant to be, and God is going to put things in your path. Thank you for watching. Thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable and for giving me the platform that I have. I love you guys. Thank you.
There, y'all heard his side of the story right there. I gotta say, it's a very scary, sad situation. I do think that he should obviously be looking at all ends here to see like, oh my gosh, who slipped this in my drink? Because yes, 100%, it could be somebody within the group. However, it could be somebody that works at the establishment that he was at. You know what I'm saying? Because I have seen time and time again, people like say, oh no, like the bartender put something in your drink. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just throwing that out there, obviously, because I do think that he needs to be a little bit smarter about this and not just focus solely on the group and focus on what places did he go into and where did he start feeling inebriated. You know what I'm saying? I am going to be reading the DMs right here, and I do have to say this are messages, this first one's right here, allegedly that he had sent to Louie, okay? Because he was obviously trying to work up like, the side of the story, like what had happened because he completely blacked out. And then I'm going to read text after that that I think are from Louie. Okay, so this right here says, "Hey blank, I've been super sick since the night we went out and just wanted to reach out. I genuinely have no memory of most of that night because I completely blacked out. People have been telling me things I said or did, and I honestly have no recollection of any of it. I ended up going to the hospital last night because I was throwing up all day and they found GHB in my system, which really scared me." By the way, that is like a roofie. "This has never happened to me before in my life and never experienced anything like this, and it's honestly been overwhelming. I woke up with bruises on my leg and my shirt was ripped open, buttons broken, and I didn't have my phone or wallet. I remember you had my wallet in your bag at one point, so I just wanted to check in to see if you maybe still have it or my phone, or else I need to file a police report to try and recover them and figure out what happened. If I did or said anything out of line, especially in front of your boyfriend, I truly want to apologize. I would never intentionally cross a line like that or be disrespectful to you or anyone. I'm still trying to piece everything together. Please let me know," I'm assuming, "if you have anything of mine or can help me figure out what happened." And the reason, by the way, too, why I am speculating these messages are between him and Louie is because you guys will see in tomorrow's video Louie's side of the story, as well as I do believe he is the only one on TikTok that is verified out of the group, okay? So that's what I'm saying. Once again, though, allegedly, even though you guys will see tomorrow, it makes total sense. This is the message right here that I do believe to be back from Louie, okay? Once again, in my opinion, allegedly. "Hey Lucas, I'm so sorry. I'm just seeing your message. I've been trying to get myself together as well. So much happened that night and it's brought me a lot of anxiety and issues with my partner. I'm even more scared and worried for you with the news you're giving me now. I can explain to you what happened with my partner. After we all went to bars, we decided it was time to leave, so we all left the bar together to call our Ubers. You and I were talking when you leaned in to kiss me." And I do have to say that is a big point right there, because obviously this person, in my belief, Louie, is saying you leaned in to kiss me, because I do gotta say this, and I'm so sorry, y'all, and I really do hope you understand where I'm coming from, but I have seen it time and time again, where a lot of people who are under the influence do something they don't mean to do, and then they flip the script. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so sorry, because I've seen this so many times to where I've seen many guys, girls, like, you know, people that I have known, like coworkers even before too, where they'll get tipsy and they'll do something, and then like somebody has a clip of it, or they'll tell them about it, and they'll be like, "What the hell? Like that person took advantage of me or something." And it's like, no, like actually you were the one that was coming on to them. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of refuse to believe it because they're like, "What the hell?" Like in their sober mind, they'd be like, "I'm not attracted to this person. Like, why the hell would I do that?" But sometimes you just do things under the influence that you wouldn't necessarily do. Once again, I'm saying that specifically towards the kiss because it does play a huge role in everything, okay? So letting you guys know. "My boyfriend saw as you came on to me and he pushed you to ask what you were doing. After that whole fight between you two broke off, I tried to stop both of you, but things got really messy. I assumed you just had too many drinks and my partner was upset at what happened. After we separated you two," and they blanked this off, "took my boyfriend to his home and took you to your hotel to make sure you arrived." By the way, they blocked those, or Lucas blocked those out because once again, this is an ongoing, oh my gosh, why can't I talk right now? Ongoing investigation. So obviously he did have to block these out, and I can't see the rest of the messages because that's actually all that he had posted right there. Things as of right now, because Louie did speak out about this, and so did AdamRayOkay, which you guys will see in tomorrow's video. Things right now are looking like it was AdamRayOkay's boyfriend, because some things did in fact come out that Lauro was taking him back to the hotel, and you guys are going to see that within tomorrow's video because, y'all, I think things are very, very messy, okay? If I'm just keeping it with you guys, and I'm over here like, I don't want to speculate too much about the situation, obviously, because this is an ongoing investigation. I do have to say, though, I feel so bad for this guy, Lucas, obviously, because he did, in fact, and it is 100% within the police report, as well as the, I'm assuming, toxicology report from the hospital, that he did, in fact, get, or y'all have to say rugged. I'm so sorry. Let me blink that out. I do think that it sucks, obviously, because now he's over here trying to piece together everything, and y'all, things look really, really bad. And if I'm keeping it real with you guys, I saw everybody's side of the story on this, and I saw Lauro's, which is AdamRayOkay's boyfriend. I saw AdamRayOkay speak out about it, and I saw Louie speak out about it, and I'm like, if I'm keeping it real with you guys, Lauro, AdamRayOkay's boyfriend, looks very shady within this. Y'all will see within tomorrow's video. I am so sorry for like leaving you guys on a cliffhanger. Obviously, as you guys can tell, this video is already long as hell. That's why I had to put it in 2 different parts. You guys are going to see within tomorrow's video Louie's side of the story, as well as Adam's side of the story, as well as AdamRayOkay's boyfriend side of the story. Once again, I am in no way, shape, or form trying to, lighten the situation by saying, oh, people are tipsy and they do things, but that is just the reality of the situation. And I think that we all do have to, focus on that, because Louie is saying that, oh, you came on to me, and multiple people did see it. By the way, too, there was a couple bystanders at the bar that they were at who were taking pictures with Louie and Adam, who actually did in fact say, yes, this guy Lucas was coming on to Louie. You know what I'm saying? And my whole reason for saying this is because I'm sure this was not something that he was intending to do. He didn't want to cause, drama between Fern and Louie. And then also, too, you guys are going to see within tomorrow's video, little spoiler alert here, is that there's videos of him, this guy Lucas, actually making out with Lauro, which is AdamRayOkay's boyfriend. So this is where I'm kind of like, ooh, damn, it's a very like shitty situation, because obviously he's like, what the hell? Like, I completely got taken advantage of. But then we do have to look at, oh, well, you were coming on to Louie, and then who knows what happened with Lauro. You know what I'm saying? So then you guys know that obviously I am putting this inside your brain so that way you guys can think a little bit more about it, because I do think that we do have to be sensible and we have to be rational and think about these things. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that it sucks, because I don't want somebody to get accused of, y'all, I hate that I can't, like, I'm so scared to say the damn word on YouTube, rugging. Everyone's saying on TikTok now, rugging, obviously just without the D. I don't want somebody to get accused of that when they don't necessarily know who it was. And that's the reason why I'm doing this. Obviously, I am, playing a little devil's advocate here, and I am, because in my brain, the way my brain works, I'm like, well, it could be this person, that person, it could be somebody at the bar, it could be the bar manager, it could be a go-go dancer. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's so many different people that could have done this, and I would hate for it to be put on somebody who really didn't do it. So that's all I'm saying. Anyways, stay tuned for part 2 coming tomorrow. Sorry, this video is like super long. Obviously, there's just so many details within this. I do have to say, though, I really do hope the best for Lucas, and I hope that this investigation does help WeHo in general, because I'm telling you guys, this is an ongoing issue with WeHo, and I think that it sucks that it's making so many people scared to go there, because it is genuinely such a fun time and such a fun place, and I feel like it's such a safe space, you know what I mean? Well, it was a safe space for, the gay community, and I really do feel like now it's kind of like, oh, shit, you gotta sneak your drinks in, you gotta, like, take one of those, like, what do they call them, like a drink condom, to where you, like, put it over your drink and poke your straw in. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that that sucks, because people are going to start feeling unsafe in what was known as a very safe space. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyways, make sure you guys stay tuned for part 2. It'll be coming out tomorrow. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.